Denzel Washington is a person in Hollywood. He does not talk about people behind their backs. He does not tell jokes. He does not shout. What Denzel Washington does is calm the people around him. When Denzel Washington does not like someone, you can sense it before he even says anything. This is something about Denzel Washington. It is a way he figures out who to trust and how to stay focused. Denzel Washington has been in the movie business for over 40 years. He has never been involved in a scandal. Denzel Washington has never made a movie. He has never lost his temper in public. Denzel Washington is about being in control, working hard, and doing things just right. Behind that face of Denzel is a code that he follows. This code helps him decide who he wants to be friends with and who he does not want to talk to. Denzel does not try to be famous. He thinks that being good at his job is important. He does not like it when people make much noise. If someone breaks his rules, Denzel will not give them another chance. Everyone knows about the jobs Denzel did in movies like Training Day, Malcolm X, and Fences. What really makes Denzel powerful is the quiet time between his movie projects. Some people make a mistake. They do not need to do something really bad to get in trouble. They just get left behind by him. Here are 6 actors who did something and were never forgiven by him. They never even knew when they were slowly taken out of his life. Number 1. Chris Pratt. Denzel has a lot of respect for some actors away, and others mess things up before they even get started. When Denzel worked with Chris Pratt on The Magnificent Seven, he was not doing it to have fun or be funny. He was doing it because he wanted to be part of something. Chris Pratt brought a lot of energy and charm to the movie. He is a very charismatic guy, but his way of doing things was very different from Denzel's. Denzel is a disciplined actor, and Chris Pratt is more loose and free. When they were filming, they got along okay, did their jobs, but after the movie was finished it was clear that they were not going to be friends. Chris Pratt and Denzel just did not click. Denzel does not attend photo opportunities with Chris Pratt unless it is absolutely necessary. He does not mention Chris Pratt in interviews. Denzel never acknowledges Chris Pratt's contribution to the film in public. For Denzel, being silent is not being quiet, it is a way of making a point. Denzel made it clear that he does not want to be associated with Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt was left out of things a time before people even got to see the movie. Denzel's silence says a lot about how he feels about Chris Pratt. Number 2. Jared Leto. Denzel likes it when people are really into what they're doing, but Jared Leto's way of doing things is just too much. Jared Leto stays in character even when the camera is not rolling. He makes gestures, and he does crazy things to get into his role. This kind of thing really tired Denzel out. When Jared Leto and Denzel worked on the things together, Denzel just wanted to do his job and do it well. He did not want to deal with Jared Leto's antics. After they finished filming, Denzel did not want to do interviews with Jared Leto. He did not say much about his co-stars. He did not even mention Jared Leto. Denzel just wanted to be done with the thing. Jared Leto was just not someone Denzel wanted to talk about. In the world of Washington, saying nothing is really saying something. Leto thought Denzel Washington was a person to work with, but Denzel Washington made it clear by not being around that he only wanted to work with him once. Number 3. Ethan Hawke. The chemistry between 2 actors on camera does not always mean they get along off camera. For example, on the movie Training Day, the tension between Denzel and Ethan Hawke made the film really good. When the cameras were not rolling, things were not great between them. Ethan Hawke likes to improvise and do his thing, but Denzel Washington is very prepared and likes to do things a certain way. So even though the people watching the movie saw a great performance, Denzel Washington did not think Ethan Hawke was a good fit for the way he likes to work. He never asked Ethan Hawke to work with him on any other movies, and he never talked about Ethan Hawke in interviews. Denzel Washington also made sure to keep his work life and his personal life separate from Ethan Hawke. For Washington, being great is not about being good at something. It is about being clear, staying focused, and having respect for the way things are done. Hawke's way of doing things may have gotten him a lot of praise. It did not get him Denzel's trust. For Denzel, trust is a big deal. If you do not have his trust, then you are not going to get far with him. It is like a door is closed. It is not going to open. Washington knows that Denzel values trust and hard work. Denzel Washington is a man who does not need to make a show to get his point across. Denzel Washington does not scream. He does not get angry and lash out at people, and Denzel Washington does not try to get attention by talking about the bad things people do to him. The way Denzel Washington lives his life is simple and strong. When other actors do not behave the way Denzel Washington thinks they should, Denzel Washington does not tell everyone in public that he does not like them. Denzel Washington just stops talking about them. They are no longer a part of Denzel Washington's life. Denzel has been doing movies, talking to people, and going to award shows for a very long time. He is really good at paying attention to what's important and ignoring what is not. Denzel knows that being disciplined and quiet and caring about his work is just as important as acting in a movie. His career is not about playing famous roles. Denzel knows who should be in the picture and who should not be in the picture. He has figured out what is important and what is not important. Denzel is very good at this. Number 4. Mark Wahlberg. Denzel Washington does not look for trouble. When trouble comes up, he does not turn his back on it. In the year 2013, Denzel Washington was in a movie called Two Guns with Mark Wahlberg. This movie was a buddy action film that seemed simple. It had guns, funny talk, and two big stars that people thought would make the movie a hit. When Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg were on screen together, they worked well as a team. When they were not filming, they did not always see eye to eye. Mark Wahlberg liked to make things up as he went along, which did not work well with Denzel Washington's way of doing things, because Denzel Washington is very careful and likes to plan everything out. One person who was working on the set said, "Denzel Washington does not move like that. He is very focused. Everything else is a distraction to Denzel Washington." Mark Wahlberg liked to go with his instinct and be spontaneous. Denzel Washington's way of acting came from practicing, getting ready, and having a plan. Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg did not have any fights or disagreements in public. They just did not see things the same way when it came to work. Denzel Washington did not need to say anything about it. He just did his thing, kept his conversations with Mark Wahlberg short, and went home when the day was over. When they were doing interviews for the movie, Mark Wahlberg was being really funny and charming. Denzel Washington was only talking about the movie itself, the person who directed it, and how everyone worked together. Denzel Washington never said anything about Mark Wahlberg in public, which was a clear message. Years later, someone asked Denzel Washington if he would work with Mark Wahlberg again, and Denzel Washington was nice about it. He made it clear that it was not going to happen. Just because two people get along, okay, is not enough for Denzel Washington. If they do not work well together and respect each other's way of doing things, Denzel Washington will move on to something. Mark Wahlberg was always professional when they worked together. Denzel did not like the way things were going. He thought their work together was not very serious. So Denzel just decided to move on. Mark Wahlberg and Denzel have not made a movie together since then. Number 5. Tyrese Gibson. Denzel Washington rarely says anything when people criticize him. That says a lot. Back in 2014, Tyrese Gibson said times that he really wanted to work with Denzel Washington. He thought Denzel Washington was the actor. When Denzel Washington did not give him a chance, Tyrese Gibson got upset. He started saying that Denzel Washington was not helping black actors who were not famous. Denzel Washington did not say anything about this. He did not make any comments. Explain what was going on with Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington just stopped being part of projects without making a deal about it. He let things fall apart on their own. There were 2 movies that Denzel and this other person were going to be, but they never happened after Denzel Washington walked away. Denzel Washington did this because of the way the other person acted, not because he did not like them. Mel Gibson gets really excited and emotional. He is proud of this. But to Denzel Washington, this seems like Mel Gibson is not stable, he is just emotional. Denzel Washington does not like it when people complain in public or yell at others. He also does not like it when people talk about how much they want to succeed. To Denzel Washington, these things are distractions. Denzel Washington likes to be in control of what he does, how he acts. Tyrese kept talking about Denzel in interviews for a time. Denzel never said anything back. This is not a fight between them. Denzel is just doing what he thinks is right for him. He is being quiet when he does not want to say anything. Tyrese kept mentioning Denzel's name. Denzel did not say a word. He is just setting his limits, and that is okay. Sometimes it is better to say nothing at all. Tyrese and Denzel are two people who do not feel like talking to each other. That is all. Number 6, Russell Crowe. When you look at Denzel and Russell Crowe, at first they seem like a pair. They are both time actors who can really take over a room. The movie American Gangster was an example of how well they can work together on screen. When they were not filming, they just did not really connect. Russell Crowe is a person who likes to be involved in every aspect of a project and have a say in how things are done. Sometimes this can cause problems with the people he is working with. Denzel is different. He likes to follow the plan and do his job. He respects the way things are supposed to be done. Russell Crowe's strong personality did not bother Denzel. It did make him very tired. Denzel and Russell Crowe just had ways of doing things. Russell Crowe and Denzel worked together on American Gangster. They just could not seem to get along when the cameras were not rolling. When the movie people were talking to the press, they were nice to each other. Not really friendly. There were no projects that they worked on together after that. Crowe said some things about Denzel, but Denzel only wanted to talk about the person who made the movie, the time period it was set in, and what the movie was about. He ever mentioned the other person he was in the movie with. Denzel does not say things about people, but he does expect a lot from them. If someone does something, Denzel does not get angry. With them, he just stops paying attention to them. Respect to Denzel isn't requested, it's observed. Some actors stay off his radar, while others never realize they've already been removed from it. In Hollywood, Denzel's silence is a message louder than any headline.